Hello, and in today's video we are doing an FPL preview for Game Week 38. And I know what you're going to say, there's a long time to go before Game Week 38, and actually there's still Game Week 37 fixtures being played right now. But to be honest, it's the last game of the season, last preview of the season, and I want to go through all Premier League clubs and every single player who could play in the final game week, because I want to assess the options ahead of the final game week of the season. I probably won't be doing an FPL review of Game Week 37 because of the fact I'm filming it now, and also a Game Week review of 38, and just generally a review of the season. That will probably not come because I'll have exams. So look, this is my last video on FPL for the season, and I'm just reflecting on what's been a very good season for me. My best ever overall rank. 267k was the previous best, and that was last season, and we've learnt the lessons. We've come back even stronger. 110k, looking really nice. And just look at my summer transfer history recently. Weghorst out in 34 was a great shout on that free hit, and of course we did it permanently in 35. Who got benched again tonight against Aston Villa. Obviously, that transferring of Matip has really helped me out in the last couple of game weeks. Laporte was a great transfer in for that bench boost, as was Douglas Luiz and Nketiah. But Douglas Luiz, he is playing tonight. I have benched him. I just hope he gets less than Gordon. But ultimately, KDB this week was unlucky. Mo Salah didn't play as I thought, but still, KDB's got the final game and he's got the title to fight for, as does Salah. But it is KDB, let's not forget, it's always a Belgian. But let me just talk to you about how I'm looking at Game Week 37 so far. As I say, just the one transfer this week, didn't feel like taking a hit, and I think that was ultimately didn't pay off, because I did have a great Game Week 34. We've got to remember that. The free hit in 34 did really help me out with that nice run of games for Liverpool and Chelsea and City. So it got me up a nice green arrow that game week, but at the same time you kind of look at it and you think, well, maybe there was more upside going in 37, but I wasn't to know that. I felt like it wasn't worth it with the double for City not in 37, so I'm pretty happy with that decision. And after an absolutely storming Game Week 36, it's been a bit less low-key, a bit more low-key I should say, in Game Week 37, but still players to play. Schmeichel is starting against Chelsea. It's just unlucky he doesn't play the first game, and it's the better fixture as well. But at the end of the day, Watford scored anyway, so it's fine. Kind of dodged a bullet there. And David Raya, obviously 2 points, but we just got to hope for Schmeichel to get some save points tonight. A clean sheet would be an amazing bonus. Although, in the other hand, I kind of want a 0-0 because I've got two Chelsea defenders, but I can see a nice cheeky Rudiger goal. I don't know. But then we've got Trent, 0 points. I mean, that's just unlucky. I mean, you thought he would be in the squad, but I'm very happy with my bench order this week because I got it spot on. We'll come to that. Reece James, so attacking. It's Leicester. They're pretty leaky. I hope, hopefully, some kind of return. Laporte, okay, I back that decision because it was like Man City. It was Laporte. Yes, he didn't play well. Yes, West Ham scored 2, but before the game happened, you'd have backed City to win and keep a clean sheet. So I don't regret that. Rudiger, again, one of his last home games before Watford, so he's maybe going to go out with a bang. Scored a nice goal in the reverse fixture. Midfield, Gordon, frustrating, got the assist and then got it chalked off with the assist going to Richarlison. Just, you hate to see it for those free hitters that brought him in and captained him, but it is what it is. De Bruyne 2 points, yeah, okay, not ideal, but City weren't really at their best in that game, and they'd certainly have to be against Villa to win the title. And Saka 2 points, yep, that's a bit of a frustrating one, but look, at the end of the day, Arsenal are just not very good at the minute. Southampton obviously was a blip, and you thought Arsenal would respond, but they haven't really for a few weeks now. After that good win, obviously, in their game against Leeds United, but the top 4 is gone. I just hope that Saka can do something against Everton. Son against a decent defence. I say decent defence, but Newcastle, they have been pretty weird this season, right? Because they got battered by Spurs and then battered by City, and then they did really well, to be fair, against Arsenal. But I thought with the fixture there for Son, it was going to make a lot of difference against Burnley. But it's just like those kind of teams like Newcastle or Burnley's, they find ways to grind out points. Son blanked, but Kane did score, so I'm very happy about that. And Nketiah blank again. But, my friends, Matip, the absolute legend of my team, across this whole season, he's been such a great buy. I've had him for a lot of the season, and he's been so budget, and he's scored goals, so brilliant stuff. And he will coming on for Trent, so 11-pointer, you absolute legend. Thank you very much, Joel Matip. And Doug Suisse is going to blank anyway against Burnley. So, yeah, pretty good game week. I don't know whether I'm on a red hour, I'm pretty sure I am. Because I think I was on 81k before. So, the idea is we try and just go for it in the last game week, see if we can get top 100k as we said at the start of the season. If we can't, oh well, it's been a tough season, but if we can't, ultimately we still have got our best overall rank, and it's a one game week to go. A lot can happen, so let's just see what swings really. This is my lineup for game week 38 though. Schmeichel in goal. Now he's been cleared to play this game. He's playing tonight, and Roger said he's playing Southampton. So if it's a choice between Raya and Schmeichel, where Southampton have got nothing to play for, Leeds have got everything to play for, sure that could be a Raya clean sheet, but I just feel Schmeichel has got more solid save points in him. The back five, big at the back to end the season. I'm pretty happy with those fixtures, to be honest. Laporte, got attacking threat. James against Watford, attacking threat. Rudiger clean sheet potential. And Matip, Trent, they've been brilliant for me this season. Son captain against Norwich. Don't overthink it. Now, a lot of people will be becoming Kane captain. I remember the final day of last season, it was that decision against Palace. Do you captain Mane or Salah? A lot of people captained Salah. A lot of people captained Mane as a differential. I went Mane. He got the 2 goals, and that really got me up in my mini leagues. But sometimes you do have to play it safe. I played it safe last week, and captain Son, of course, it backfires. But I think even though Kane, if he wins a penalty, he's going to take it. But Son has got more upside to try and go for this game. I don't know. I just feel like Son in that midfield is more lethal. But it's a really hard one. Vice captain, though, is currently on Trent, just because I think Liverpool have to go for that for the title purposes. It could be KDB, but I'm really not that fussed. Norwich are pretty poor just generally, so that should be fine. Saka against Everton, hopefully he does something, but it is a game that Everton, if they win tonight, doesn't really matter. And Nketiah as well, he's had a good end to the season, but it'd be nice to get a return. So yeah, De Bruyne against Villa, I'm hoping for something. He's got quite a good record against them. And yeah, that's pretty much my team. There's not a lot I want to change really. I could sell Dennis, but then I would give myself a benching headache of really having to not play one of these players. So I might have to sell Dennis, to be fair, because I have the money to do Dennis to Tony. I've got 1.1 in the bank, so it's very, very tempting, I'm not going to lie. But let's forget Dennis for a second. And how about Gordon to Christian Eriksen? Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. 0.1 in the bank. And I know that will hurt my OCD, but don't really care. Money, money, money in the bank. Always rich. Eriksen against Leeds looks tempting. So I'm not going to lie, people. That will be my transfer in Game Week 38. Because it's a nice punt. I could go Tony, but I just sold him. And I'm going to have a benching headache if I sell Dennis. So realistically, that's my best transfer this week. I thought about Saka to Kulusevski against Norwich. Or possibly bringing in someone else for Doug Suisse. You get a 5.4 or someone, but I'm not sure it's really worth it. I think that is my best transfer this week. And Eriksen I've not owned all season in FPL, so it'd be nice to have him for 1 week only. And yeah, that is my season, people. It has been a weird and wacky season. As I say, it's been a good ride, but ultimately I'm hoping to get top 100k. It's going to be a stretch now that I've had that red arrow, but look, ultimately I've still had a very good run of the season. Game week 15 was a great game week to kick off my my season really, and then it's been a bit up and down. But look, still, I've used my chips really well. Bench boost was great. Free hit was really good, and wildcard was my highlight of the season. On a wildcard you don't usually expect that much, but 108 points was amazing. So yeah, I really can't complain. That is my team. Bish bash bosh. Pretty happy with that, and I think the captaincy is locked in, to be fair. So yeah, Gordon will probably become Eriksen. And I know what I just said about how I have a benching headache, but I prefer bringing in Eriksen when I don't want to play Gordon. Let's just imagine Gordon returns. It'd be a bit annoying, whereas we know Dennis can't return, so it's we don't regret selling him. So I could get in Tony, but I just feel like it's not worth it because it's better to go for a bit of a differential with Eriksen. So then we'll probably most likely bench Nketiah, because I feel like Saka's a better option than Nketiah, and you know he was quite poor against Newcastle, Eddie Nketiah. So I don't like it, obviously benching a striker, but I think it's worth it with Eriksen, a nice juicy differential, and Kane is the only good forward this season, so it makes sense to just play a 5-4-1. Right, that's my team. Hope you have enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Oh, sorry, I just need to quickly check all the teams and all the players. That's what I said I would do. So by the way, Jared Bowen, great shout against Brighton. He's in great form, makes sense, might as well. Cancelo, I don't own him, but I'm not worried. Van Dijk's got injury. Robertson did get a rest, but I'm just not so sure. Mane does always score in game 38, which is a weird thing. Jota, yes, that could be juicy. Mount got a rest against Leicester, so that might be nice. Sterling, I'm not sure. I think it's a risk. Ronaldo's still maybe in for a shout for the top four, Golden Boot, but I don't think so. And then finally, you've got some nice options for Brighton. Trossard, differential maybe. Just looking at the fixtures, I think you want to really target your Brentford players, your possibly Chelsea, but there's a lot of rotation. And then finally, I would say go for your Liverpool players because they've got a lot to play for, as have City and Spurs as well. But I would probably avoid someone like Southampton and someone like Newcastle, who haven't got much to play for. But I could certainly consider, some juicy Palace players because United are so trash at this point. Burnley, I'm not so keen because they're just not very good. Right, that's my FPL preview done. Hope you have enjoyed. And thank you for watching this season. Smash a like on it. Comment down below how you've enjoyed this season, or if you haven't, why haven't you enjoyed it? And I'll see you in FPL 2022 to 23. Come on, Backman and Robin.